It's no accident that sounds like you're leveling up in a video game. 48% of 18 to 29-year-olds have an online dating profile.
Make them work for it.
45% of people say they're more frustrated with this form of dating than hopeful.
There are so many people you can connect with.
Should I swipe right?
Swipe wrong. Swipe wrong. Setting the record straight on dating apps. Everyday people telling everyday stories of the swipe right world with your host, Koss.
Well, I know he had a good time.
So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and you know how it goes, of course. Good night. Welcome to the Swipe Wrong Podcast. I am your host. I'm the guy. I'm that guy. I'm Koss. Welcome to the number one podcast. It is number one amongst guys who buy their women roses, and the ones we're talking about are not from any type of floral store, floral department, or anywhere like that. It is from the adult store. And those are the roses that are the gift they keep on giving. You're not throwing that shit out after a week and a half to 10 days, which is almost exactly a week and a half, by the way. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing outstanding. Hi, I'm Koss. We're kind of continuing catching up with the people that we talked to in the beginning, back when we had season one, I guess is when it would be as far as this gentleman goes. It was probably the first story that I heard where I was like, holy shit. I can't believe this stuff is actually going on. This one was bizarre. Like catfishing and stuff is out there. There's no doubt about that. This one though was like catfishing on Viagra. It was definitely different and unique. And the truth is, one of my guys too. And I didn't know this story until he told me. And he didn't even really, well, whatever. If you've heard it, it's from episode 3. I can't say season 1, episode 3. I'm just saying episode 3 gone catfishing. But let me do the housekeeping real quick. Follow, subscribe, let people know what's going on. Let people know that this show is out there, and that if they want to get up and they want to share their story, please let us know. Send us an email at swipewrongpod@gmail.com. Give us a call. Shoot us a text, 317-426-6616. It goes right to me. It goes right to I guess you're not going to see it. The way the thing is there, the phone goes right there. And the thing in front of me, say, hey, there you go. It's me. And I'd love to, like, I had somebody who I'm in the process of trying to get onto the show. And they're like, well, I have a bunch of other people that might have some stories too. Do you want to hear this? Man, I want to hear everybody's story. I want everybody's story. I want it. Some people think their story is the craziest ever, and some people think theirs is the it's not that good. I want them all. I want them all, because then you get to decide: is it the craziest ever? Is it the it's okay? Because not every week we'll try to bring you something different. And right now we should have both video and audio. Video pops in on the YouTube channel, so you can go ahead and take a look there. Audio is just in the normal feed, but we're going to catch up with the gentleman who we spoke with from Gone Catfishing.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions or any entities they represent. This podcast is about dating experiences. It is not to say one dating app is better or worse than another.
I think I shared your episode more than I shared in almost anybody else's. If it's not number one, it's number 2. Like, when people, I know there's this dude, his name is Jason Aaron, and he does this indie loop thing out here where it's online, but I think it's with WRTV, is it 6 or whatever it is, 13, I forget what that even is anymore. And I'm like, bro, you got to check out this show. I'm like, I don't know how we connected, but he reached out to me one day to try to market the show. I think I'm like, well, here, check it out, take a listen to it. And I sent your episode, and he's like, oh my God. And that was like the popular response. It was always, oh my God.
Yeah.
Your shit was like, and the funny thing about your story, well, there's a lot of funny things, is that when we first talked, you forgot to tell me about it, you fucker.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing. It's not something that I tell everybody for sure, but I'm a lot more comfortable in my skin. I know, I guess now than I used to be, but yeah, it was like a weird fucking thing that happened. And for a while, I didn't really talk about it. The only people that knew were Petsky and Jenny because they were there when we met the dude.
Dude, like I don't like no reason to be like embarrassed. I get like maybe you feel a little duped or something, but man, that was some fucking next level conspiracy shit going on. It wasn't like someone tried to trade you some sort of really great baseball card for some really bad baseball card and you got duped that way. This one's fucking weird, bro.
Yeah. I would never have known without Facebook and Snapchat and all the socials that connected all the dots. But
yeah,
it was fucking weird.
No shit. So the funny thing is we talked the show's a year right now. So we talked about a year and you and I really haven't talked on this, I guess, since. But you had a fucking roller coaster year on this shit, didn't you?
Yeah. Have you got like on the dating websites?
Yeah. Sorry, on the dating sites. Yeah.
I had some good ones. Like met a lot of girls that were like friend worthy, and like hung out with people. Didn't meet anybody that I really thought would like I'd take the next step with or want to date for a long time. That definitely met some crazies. I mean, there was a girl that within 10 minutes of meeting her was talking about almost being gang raped in a prison.
Shit.
Yeah, there was that chick, and she was a good-looking girl. She seemed kind of normal. She seemed kind of sad when we met.
I would be sad if that happened to me, for sure.
But it ended up like talking about her dad passing away and crying about that for 30 minutes, and then like yelling at me. And yeah, needless to say, that one didn't get a second go. But mostly normal. I mean, I don't know. I probably went on like last year, maybe 15 dates, maybe with strangers, maybe, I don't know, 20. I don't know. I kind of lose track after a while because it is a lot when you put time and effort into it. I mean, you could really date a lot of people. I guess it's a numbers game. But didn't really meet anybody that was, that I wanted to pursue anything with, I guess.
Well, I guess the thing that I learned about you that I thought was pretty cool was, you enjoyed the first dates. You're one of the handful of people that like to go out and just meet new people and do things, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun. I mean, I typically go to like a bar, and get a couple drinks, just shoot the shit for as long as people will stand me, I guess. But normally, yeah, like I do like meeting new people. I like talking to them. I like learning about people's lives, their experiences, what they do, what their ambitions are, goals, dreams, that kind of stuff. And generally just having a conversation over a couple of beers can last, 2 to 3 hours. And that was kind of like a normal thing. But yeah, I do like first dates. I think they're cool. Fun.
That's cool.
Expensive, but fun.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it's hey, can we meet for a Twix? That's not that no one's getting lucky on that kind of night. That's for sure. Yeah. So you're the only person I know that's got posted up on that. Are we dating the same guy site?
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, so. Like you talk about the like checking in, and that's what I'm doing. Like you definitely like have the craziest story, and then now you might have the craziest aftermath incident. You never found out who posted. Not that I guess it matters, but when did you find out you were posted, and how long did it take you to get like information about like what people were saying about you?
So I found out through like a mutual friend. So it was actually my ex's sister, Nikki.
Okay.
Told me. She wouldn't tell me who it was or what it was about or anything. But she acted like it was super sinister and horrible. And I did feel horrible. I felt terrible. I'm like, who the heck would post anything about me? So So I felt like a piece of shit for a long time. I thought maybe it was, my ex-girlfriend, the one that I dated for a year. I thought maybe she was just saying that someone posted it just to try to like make me feel like shit or something like that.
Sure.
And then I can't remember if it was the girl I'm dating now or one of my friends, Jenny, that told me, well, Jenny, like who it was and what they said. But I kind of forgot about it. And then someone brought it back up. It was either my current girlfriend or my friend Jenny.
Okay. So it took a minute. And then like, is that when you started finding out about the comments and stuff that were being in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was like Jenny didn't want to tell me what it was because it's supposed to be kind of secret and is not really anonymous, I guess, because I know now everything about it. But so she told me like tidbits. She's like, you know who this is, and she's like, I remember you talking about who this is. And I'm like, okay. And eventually, I'm like, well, it's gonna be like the feminazi or like Mish. Hopefully, we can edit out names.
Yeah.
It was either I thought it was either one or the other, or Nikki just trying to be an asshole and make me feel bad. But then I found out who it was, and I'm like, oh, it makes plenty of sense, and I don't feel bad at all, because it was the chick that actually I think I mentioned on your podcast before.
Yeah, we talked. She was a bonus. She was a bonus episode, the feminazi. Because it was, that's what we named it, is like a man versus feminazi or something.
Really? I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Like once I realized who it was, I didn't feel as bad anymore. There were a couple of comments about me like that said that like I just stopped texting people, which I do. So sorry.
I think most people do. I mean, that's ghosting is got a term for a reason, Yeah,
and most times I would just say like, so if I've gone on a date with someone, I'd say something like, it's just not. I don't think this is gonna go forward or whatnot. But some people, if I didn't meet them and we just didn't text daily or weekly or whatever, like they'll just kind of fall by the wayside, I guess. So there was comments about me that said like, oh yeah, like just never met them, blah, blah, blah. There was like a couple of comments like, I have no idea if they're fake. I don't know if they're from like 20 years ago or 10 years ago. But yeah, there's just like crazy stuff on there that I have no idea who people are. I'd like to know, like, because if it's true, I'd always want to know if it's real or if it's not real. But I kind of just ignored those ones. And then you kind of come to terms with everything and just get over it. But it was kind of depressing. I mean, it led to me getting off of dating websites, period, or apps. Sorry.
Yeah.
And eventually, everything worked out, but it was a blow to my self-esteem, ego, I guess, and kind of made me feel like a piece of shit. Yeah. When I first read about it.
Which sucks. I mean, we talked about it a lot, and like I see why you'd feel that way, but I don't like. It's just this is the same reason. And this was the moment, I think, in the incident that made me go from, hey, these things are great, to, oh my God, they're being weaponized. And that's when I was like, man, this might not be a great thing, because people get so mad. Now, since I have seen or heard, I guess, there's actually Facebook sites now that say, like, go on to support guys, like, you should date this guy, because it's almost like an endorsement piece. Now, that doesn't get nearly the traffic that the hate does, but it's still out there.
Yeah. I mean, and I get it. People will go on the other one, the one we're talking about before, whatever, are we dating the same guy?
Yeah.
Just to like talk shit.
Yeah.
I mean, when I found out there was like frequent flyers on those things, I'm like, really? Like, why? Like, why just go on to bash somebody? But I mean, people get their rocks off on worse, I guess. It's just, it sucks that I'm sure people don't belong on that. Some people do. I'm sure, I'm sure people do, but
I mean, it feels like it's a good thing. Like initially, like the concept to it, because I mean, there was that. Was it a few months ago? There was that guy who was on dating sites and matched with a bunch of girls who was still married and ended up killing his wife at the gas station. I couldn't tell you why. I don't know why it happened. But once like that story broke and it happened, people started posting his. Oh, I was matched with him too. Oh, I was matched with him too. And can you imagine those girls are like going, Jesus, thank God, like that didn't happen to me. Like that's scary. So for those things, I mean, if you can get ahead of that, that's great. But when it's used as a weapon, like now, who would have known at the time? But in your case, you stopped the sites, you picked back up with the girl you had dated before, and now you're in a good relationship. Like things with you and her are good, right? So I mean, there's just there's always the outside things, like I don't know, kids and shit like that cause a little chaos. So, but I mean, it worked out, right? So. That's good, man.
And I mean, Rachel was originally someone I met on one of the apps, and then we just became friends for I don't know, a year and a half, and then decided to rekindle things 3 months ago, something like that.
Has it been 3 months? Jesus, like that, bro. It goes like that. It goes so.
I know,
fast.
man. Time flies.
Yeah,
it's nuts. But yeah, things are going good. I mean,
I love that.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear that, bro. I mean, like between how crazy your fucking story was to how crazy of being posted on Are We Dating the Same Guy to, hey, I'm in a nice, healthy, happy relationship. Like, it's a hell of a journey, bro. I mean, hopefully this one lasts and wedding bells are in your, next couple years. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you're going, fuck you, dude. I know.
I mean, I know she would like that, but
she's probably got the date plan down, bro. What are you talking about?
Many years in the future, we'll consider,
Yeah,
but there's a lot of things to go through first.
Thank you for being along for the ride of the Swipe Wrong podcast. Remember, everyday people telling everyday stories of the swipe right world. The show is produced by Jay Pelham. He is the host of Pelham Place. So make sure to check that out. Also, I am Chaos, the host of Chaotic Commentary. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend about the pod. And if you have something that you want to share, please, we want to hear from everybody and get everybody's stories as much as we possibly can. Email us at swipewrongpod@gmail.com. Give us a call, leave us a voicemail. Let us know if it's okay to call you back. 317-426-6616. Thanks for being along for the ride. And next week, the saga continues.